see how much power that muffler takes out of that thing.
Did you change it?
Yeah, I put the old one back on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, if it takes too much out of it, I may put the old loud thing back on it, because I'm normally running it with just me and not you. I'm just enduring.
Matt and I are out early this morning, still working on the wood. Even though our warm weather has returned, especially up in the day. We were about 57 this morning, so it feels nice right now, but it'll warm up. Even though that has returned, that warm weather, we know that cold weather is coming. It's marching towards us, so we got to get the wood in. So we're back working on that today. Matt's going to split the hickory that he chopped up last week, so hopefully we can get that split and get a lot of it, if not all of it, carried up to the house. Well, that's one more truckload.
Yep.
Matt said he thought it was the best wood we'd had, and he didn't know when.
That's real good wood right there.
Smells real good. Once Matt started splitting it, you could smell that hickory smell. Just the smell of the wood, really, but it smelled good.
I'd save some of that back to cook with, too.
Yeah, a lot of people use it to barbecue and things like that. So Matt bought the wood splitter last year.
Mm-hmm.
He'd had one before that. Wood splitters are amazing, aren't they?
They are. The older you get, the better they are.
Now there's some fancier ones than Matt's. I don't know what they're called, but like that do a lot at one time or something.
Big,
yeah,
like
those big
commercial,
ones.
industrial, production type log splitters. Yeah, but they cost much as your truck nearly.
Yeah. Anyway, this one's amazing. It makes it quick work splitting it, much quicker than using a axe. Although Matt still likes to do that, he had to give a try on this just because he knows hickory is hard.
Yeah, I found out real quick. I didn't have a whole lot of want to in that.
About once or twice, and decided you'd let the splitter do it.
Wood that splits decent. I like to split with an axe or a maul or whatever, and I like to do a little of it just to stay in shape and in practice, but I don't want to do it on that.
Well, what's on our agenda now? We're going to take that up or what?
Yeah, I'm going to play that saw just a little bit down there on that big fell over tree there just to see what the difference is. I swapped mufflers again on my saw. That other one cuts so good, but it's so loud it just absolutely hurts everything in you to listen to it, even with muffs on. So put the stock one back on. I'm going to see how much power that kill. Just to kind of see what the difference is and see if I want to put that old loud one back on or not.
Yeah, see how much. Maybe it's a drastic difference and you will, but if it's not much, you probably won't.
Yeah, if it's not very much difference, then I probably won't, because that other one's just, it's loud and it does give it more power, but I just want to see what the difference is.
It is really loud though. The last time Matt used it, he was down here, and the girls thought that he was sawing something right outside the kitchen, and they were like, "What was Daddy cutting?" I'm like, "Well, the wood down at the garden." They're like, "Oh, we thought he was right here. It's so loud." Yeah, you should have heard it down there.
It's loud noises. I mean, I know it's hard on your hearing. It don't bother me that bad, but this vibrated your eardrums in a different place, and that I don't like.
Right. Yeah. All right, well, let's see if this one makes, if swapping the mufflers made any difference, I guess.
Yep.
Well, what's the verdict?
It knocked the fire out of it, for sure.
Did it?
Yep. May have to just put it back on and deal with it, because that's just a... I mean, it does all right, but it don't do near like it did with that other muffler on it.
You might be able to wire like those insert ear things and then a muff over top of it.
Yeah. May do that, and I'll try it when I got time.
Before we head back up, we're going to take the deer alarms with us. We've had them turned off, of course, but we need to put them up till next year. Okay. The one we had out there got tore down by the big tree that fell, so it was demolished. Although it still worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it was in pieces and it's still going off. It's in the basement up there.
So that was, I guess, a good sign that they are sturdy.
It seems to be.
Get hit by a tree and keep working.
Yeah.
Look at the spider nest right below this one, Matt. See its little hole?
Stick your finger in there and pat him.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's a little bug, though, on its right there. I wonder if it's already ensnared or if it's just about to be.
Well, if it's not, and it's sitting on there, it's...
See it?
Yeah, I see it.
See the little bug, I mean?
Don't really have any situational awareness about it.
You want to go get the one at Granny's and so you can quit hearing it go off?
Yeah. Yeah, them things gets old.
We made it back up to the house with the load of wood. Matt has come unfed, so he's asked me to go in and make him a ham sandwich. I'm going to do that. And he's decided to do something he's wanted to do for a long time, probably for 30 years since we've lived here. He's going to build really quickly just a little end wall beside where we put our firewood, beside the stove. We'll show you what it looks like. And that way it will just help. We can put more wood in there without worrying about it tumbling out or sliding. It begins, as you start taking wood off of it, it starts sliding towards the wood stove. So he's decided he's going to do that real quick before we put this load of wood in there. You've got your boards laid out here.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put it together out here and then go inside?
Yeah, I'll put it together out here and carry it in. Stand it up and fasten it, level it up and fasten it.
All right, well, I'm going to go make your sandwich. Well, Matt's ate his bacon and cheese and tomato sandwich, so
I might live now.
might live. So what did you do? What are these?
Just 2x4s, and I just measured the distance from the ceiling in there to the floor, and then took 3 inches off for the top and bottom plate. Now I'm gonna shove that in there, and I'll screw the top plate with decking screws, and I'll hammer drill some concrete anchors into the bottom end of the floor, and there it'll be. Then we can stack wood against it.
Got it? Now you got to attach it.
Think of that.
Yeah. Matt went ahead and put this mark in the middle just so that he'd know where the stud's at, the center stud, so it'd be easier to nail. We weren't going to put this on it, but then after Matt got it built, he decided it'd be so much better if we did put something on it just solid to hold the wood. It probably would be all right like that, but you'd be constantly worrying about the sticks of firewood, if they were too small, slipping through those holes, of course. Very nice. We needed that about 30 years ago, Matt.
Yeah, we did. All right, it ain't going to stack itself.
look different?
I'm a little bit worried that's a dog treat. What is it?
It's not a dog treat. It's actually a grape. It's just not our usual grape. Sorry, I still don't have any grape popsicles.
What have you been doing?
I don't know. This one is grape. And it's good. It's just a different kind. You have to see what you think. Okay?
I reckon that'll work.
Different than the ones we usually eat, though. The ones we usually eat are Outshine. We really like those. I just found this one in the refrigerator. I suppose it's Katie's. Whole fruit, frozen pop, grape flavored juice.
I reckon what the vintage of these are.
Probably a year old or something, but they still taste pretty good.
They'll do.
I did have 2 of the toenail suntan lotion ones left, but I figured you'd rather do this.
Yeah, you figured right.
So, and I went immediately to my grocery list and wrote down grape popsicles.
We're out all kinds of stuff. I
We
told
are.
them to make a grocery order this morning. I don't believe they did, though.
No. We are. Been very busy around our house. Not thinking about groceries until you need them. Like today, needing a popsicle to talk with you. And just to enjoy. Me and Matt do it because we enjoy it. Gives you a little treat after working hard, is the way we look at it. Especially when it's hot. It tastes good and sweet. So,
Cold.
Cold, yeah. When the sun's shining hot. All those things make it nice to have a popsicle. And we got a lot done this morning. We didn't really mean to do all that, but we did.
Turned out good. I like to get stuff done.
Yeah, we're on a roll of doing the things that we've put off for 30 years. I mean, there's just no telling what we'll do next, right? I just wanted to see Matt's face when I said that. So building the little wall in the basement really made a big difference. We were able to put all that wood, that whole load of wood in there, and there's room for more, so we'll be able to put more.
We get a whole nother truckload of wood in there. I mean, you could theoretically stack it all the way to the floor joists, except there's a heat duct pipe right there, but we could go to it, and that would, another truckload would about get it there, but it would hold that.
So that's really needful, and we just have never done it. We're just those people that kind of make do with what they've got. Reminds me of Daddy. I admire the people that have it all exactly like it's supposed to be. We're just not usually those people. But he told me one time that, thinking about, especially when he was a boy, you had to have wood for heat. Like me and Matt have backup. We have electric heat if we needed that. But they had to have it for heat. They had to have it for cooking. They had to have it for heating water. Just everything. Washing clothes, all that kind of stuff. Taking a bath, whatever. But he said most people, lots of people, worked really hard at it all summer and had it all rigged up nicely, their firewood and all that. But he said we were never those people. Every time we got the wood, we had it. Papa did lots of logging, so they had ample supply of wood. It wasn't that. But said we were those people that somebody had to go cut wood, chop the wood every day, go to the wood pile and chop some and bring it in every day. So I guess me and Matt are following in their footsteps. Maybe someday, though, another 30 years, we might be those people.
Yep. In another 30 years, I probably won't be no people.
You got to be positive.
But they probably didn't have nowhere to put it either, to store it.
Yeah,
probably. So there wasn't really any point in,
right, yeah. But anyway, I'm glad we got that built. That's nice. That would be nice. Have more wood, so won't be as much carrying it in, that kind of thing, and make it where it don't fall over.
That's of my little truck. That's four or five truckloads.
5, I think.
Now that ain't, that's not very big truckloads, but still, that's more than we've usually got in there ready to go, and we still got some that's already split, still got some more to split, and still got some more to cut. So,
Yeah, maybe we can split the rest of that hickory just to get it out, because it's kind of at the road, get it out of the road, and if maybe you think it'll all fit up here?
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it'll easily fit there. I just don't know if I don't want to cover up my older wood with it. Even though that's pretty well seasoned, it's still probably got a little moisture in it, and I hate to cover up my good burning wood. I don't want to dig for it like I normally have to do. I'm trying to keep from having to do that, so may split it and bring it up here and put it somewhere until some of that gets burned off before we put it in. I don't know. I'll just whatever mood strikes me. And whatever I got time to do between deer hunts and babysitting.
And when you take a notion, you'll just go do it.
Just all of a sudden. Never know what I'll do.
Yep. And then the oak, the big oak that's Matt was trying his saw out on, that one really we won't, I mean, if we had to, we could burn it, but if not, we probably won't burn that wood till next year anyway, next winter.
There's a lot of wood in that tree. There's a big old tree. I mean, can't see it because the majority of it's back in the woods and covered up, but it's a big tree.
We do need to get it out, do whatever we're going to do with it though, because if not, next year, once the garden's planted, we'll be just like this year. We won't want to mess with it. So maybe that'd be a good wintertime project to do what you're going to do with it and get it out.
I'm thinking about, I mean, I hate to in a way, but my gosh, why not, you know? I'm thinking about, I'm going to put a post right here. And I'm thinking about making this whole little corner of this shed just wood.
Yeah.
To stack wood. And then I'll have all that over there for the tractor, and then have this little space here to, you could literally put a car or a truck, one of our cars or trucks here, or four-wheeler or whatever.
Yeah.
But that would be, if we had that whole space just for wood, that'd be more wood than we'd burn in the winter. And it would be in the dry once we got done with this thing and got it fixed where we could just get it in here and stack it. What do you think of that idea?
I think it's fine. You just do it anyhow you want to do it. Do it how you want to do it.
I hate to lose that space, but then in another way, it's kind of what we built this thing for. As far as storing junk or whatever, we can put it up there up top.
Yeah.
Or I might could not use all that space, but use part of it. I'll see when I get started back on this thing if I can ever get going on it again.
You talked about putting a shed part off that side too.
I did.
So that's a possibility, and I think
Only-
you're going to put the wood out there.
Well, yeah, and that's an idea, but the advantage to this is you could back the truck right to where you're stacking it instead of having to carry from out there and carry it down a little small walkway to stack it. It'd be more efficient to do it in here.
That's true. That's like sidling ground over there.
We'd just lose the space in here as far as being able to put anything big is all I'm getting at.
That's true.
We'll just see how it goes. We can do, I guess, what we want to. It's ours.
That's true.
Or no, let me rephrase that. It's mine.
Yeah, it's yours. That's right. That's rephrased. Matt's shed. Although I do see one thing that's not supposed to be out here that is
Yeah,
already.
and
But that was not me. I'm not guilty on that one.
And I had to put it there, so.
Yeah. Something of Katie's.
She'll probably end up with her truck in here before it's over.
I wouldn't let her.
Why?
I just wouldn't. She could get one of those covers to put over it. Like I see people's, there's a house over Martins Creek that's got those. I don't know what kind of car's under it, but I assume it's some kind of old car and it's got a cover over it. Like a canvas type thing that fits tight. I don't know. I don't know. She could put it in Granny's garage.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll fit in there. I don't know if it'll go
Under the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will come in this one.
Yeah.
We'll
Yep.
see.
It's nice just to have the tractor, which has just saved us so much. It's just the best investment we've ever done.
It is.
Nice to have it in the dry.
It made that wood cutting the other day so much easier and faster. If I'd have had to do that like we used to do it, just do it on the ground and
Yeah.
roll them things out to where you can get to them, so on the ground it just
Back breaking.
Yeah, and it's
labor.
50 times slower.
Yeah. It's been a great investment.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's having some target practice, sounds like.
I like it.
The leaves are beginning to turn.
Just ever so slightly,
Ever so
getting a
slightly.
different little tint to them.
They look rusty, but I guess I see, like the blueberries and the little stuff you can see turning.
Mm-hmm.
A few trees, I don't know what tree that is down there. Is that a dogwood or something? Got a red on it.
Way down yonder?
Yeah.
I can't see it
A
real
few
good from here.
yellow leaves right there on that one. What's that?
That is a poplar.
Poplar. So it's getting to be that time of year.
Yep.
A little breeze feels nice.
It sure does after doing all that. So I hate to and regret to inform you that if you cut wood with me again, you're going to have to wear earmuffs, because I'm going to put that thing back on there, that muffler back on it so loud, because it just helps the power of it so much.
I will. Why is that? It just lets more air get to it or something?
It exhausts the air so much better, and plus it dissipates heat from the thing so much better, and it makes it'll last longer. They choke those things up so much, and they don't exhaust near as well. I mean, it'll work, and it's meant to do that, but it just works so much better if you can just turn all that loose, and it makes
And
it
let
more
it go.
powerful.
When Matt,
It's a less powerful saw than my other one, but by putting that muffler on it and letting it exhaust better, and it boosts the power up to where it's not far off from that big saw, and it's a little easier to handle, to manage. So, what little bit I've run it, I really like it. I'm glad I bought it.
when Matt, that first one, we used it the other day, and the first time he used it, and it was so loud, whatever. He said that was why it was so loud, it's because of the muffler. And I said, so you just put a muffler on it like that, it's because you wanted it to be loud? He said, no. I said, well, I thought you was just like, the young boys that want their trucks real loud.
No.
He's like, no, it's supposed to, make it more efficient, better, run better, all that. But
It's mostly
I
for
thought
the
he
power.
just wanted it to be louder.
That's why why people do it and why I do it. It gives it more power because it allows the exhaust. It exhausts more freely. In other words, it's like having a catalytic converter on your car.
Right.
Ain't fit for nothing except making it not run good.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion of it, and that's just, it won't never change.
Well, you're allowed to have your own opinion, just like everybody else is allowed to have theirs.
Back in the day, the muscle car era, they didn't have garbage like that on a car, and look how they run. Look how cool they were. So, that's what I think.
It's your 2 cents.
It is.
I wanted to remind everybody about the, look on my phone, make sure I get the name of it right, but on November 15th, the book signing from 11 to 2, Little Light Christian Books and Gifts, and that's in Granite Falls, North Carolina. I'll put all this information in the description below, but I will be there, and I'm sure Matt will be with me to do a book signing. So we're looking forward to that. We hope you get to come out and we get to meet you and talk with you a little bit. That'd be a lot of fun. Matt's going to take a day off of deer season to go with me deer hunting.
Yep. And that's in November too, so I should probably get double overtime for that.
Oh yeah,
What do
paying you,
think,
yeah.
Since you're the boss lady.
Since I'm corporate, yeah.
Yeah, you're corporate.
Yeah. Also, I was going to let you know that we have some more egg separators in stock, and I have more mugs, so hopefully by the time you see this, I'll have them listed. I don't have them listed as of this moment, though, but hopefully. And if they're not, if you don't see any mugs, then they're coming soon. But the egg separators are back already in stock in our Etsy shop, and I'll put that link in the description below, too. So if you're interested in either one of those, I've been getting a lot of questions, especially about the mugs. Is that somebody lost driving around down there?
Oh, well, might be a mail lady.
Oh, might have been, yeah.
Or FedEx or somebody. I don't
Here's
know.
somebody driving out to Corey's and then immediately turn around and leave. But Corey's up here. Their kitchen's still not in working order, so she's feeding Woodrow up here, eating her dinner. Matt and I have been, well, Matt and Katie started it, and then I've been in on it now too. You know, the great thing about YouTube, there's lots of great things. It allows me and Matt to make our living, and because of all of you wonderful, beautiful folks that support us, we thank you so much for watching our videos. But if you just are interested in something, or you want to learn how to do something, you can usually find somebody on YouTube doing it. You know, if they're like it, maybe if you wanted step-by-step guidelines of how to build a little wall like Matt did, or something like that, or how to change those mufflers on the chainsaws, all that kind of stuff, and which is really nice. And of course, you can find all kinds of entertainment, you know, funny stuff. But I was thinking more of music, beautiful music. People, you know, we have our Blind Pig and the Acorn channel that Paul really manages now, but got all of our archive of our family's music on it. So you can find just beautiful music. And it was really amazing before Daddy died. He would often just he'd always been a great lover of music and a musician himself for most of his life. So sometimes he would he'd just wake up like with a little snippet of song in his mind and think, I've not thought of that song in 50 years. Wonder, you know, what the rest of it was or whatever. And so he would tell Paul, and then Paul could go to the internet and find it sometimes. Sometimes they never found them, but often he could find it. And I remember one time Paul telling me, and I don't remember which song it was, but he found it and he let Daddy play it. You know, they were down at Paul's house. He played it for Daddy to hear it, and said he was just watching the big screen, you know, on the computer, and then all of a sudden kind of looked at Daddy and seen he had tears in his eyes. And Paul said, "Oh, does that make you sad?" And he said, "No, it takes me back." So it was making him think of, you know, days gone by, which often kind of, for me anyway, does elicit a teary-eyed moment. Anyway, so many wonderful things like that you can do to go back in time and look at things. You can find old commercials, you know, which is real interesting. If you know, like me and Matt, we can find the one about Mikey or Kern's Bread or all these different ones. But Matt, somehow, and I don't know if you just accidentally stumble on it or what.
It was in my feed on there from watching old country songs and stuff, so it showed me this, and then I watched it, and then I found out that lots and lots of other ones from multiple years on there, and so we kind of got hooked to watching it.
So it's the old, like, country music award shows.
Yeah, from 70s, 80s, 90s. And it's pretty cool to watch and look back at, and you remember lots of stuff about it once you see it, but the interesting thing is to see people's, you know, the style of clothes, the hairstyles, all that stuff, and it just instantly, you remember that, even though you've not thought of it or you've not seen it in decades, actually, you know. But a lot of it I remember, just immediately remember as soon as I see it or as soon as I hear the song, something I've not heard in all those years, I remember all the words to it.
Right.
And it's just kind of a neat memory lane type of thing.
Yeah, it's been so neat to watch them. Like Matt said, just the hairstyles and the dress and all that. And some of the people, I don't remember some of the songs. Like me and Matt was always country music fans. There's some stuff I don't remember. Matt's like, "Don't you remember that?" I'm like, "I have no memory of that, none whatsoever." Even like the 90s, you know, I just don't remember. It's like, what was it, 90 and 91 that we watched?
Yeah, we watched 90 and 91, and then before that I watched like 82 and 83.
Yeah.
And then there's I reckon they're probably all on there somewhere.
And it's really interesting. And some of them have those commercials we were talking about, still have the commercials. So you can see they're advertising a Dodge truck or something for $7,000.
Right.
Wow.
Brand new, $7,800.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's interesting too, though, even the ones like from the 90s, how much, well, for one thing, a lot of them that we're watching, somebody probably has just recorded it on their VHS tape or whatever, so that it's not the best quality. So there's that, like just the picture quality is not that good, and sometimes it's got you remember the wavy lines like the TVs would get, might have something like that. But not just that, it's just their technology. Like, of course, they've all got microphones, and sometimes they're not close enough to them, and like today, how people are mic'd, and they don't, it's just so different. Even the one, like the early 90s, you kind of find yourself thinking, it's so strange that y'all didn't make sure you could hear, and I don't know, it's just like their technology was so far in the past. We've come so far. So there's that aspect, too, that's kind of interesting to watch, but mostly just, like Pap said, takes you back to those times. That would have been the early 90s when me and Matt was dating, and then when we got married, and even the 81, 83 was at it, like, I was 13 years old, so, and then I tried to remember, was I watching it? Because I used to like to stay up and watch stuff like that. If we got it on we only got like 2 channels, 1 channel most of the time, but yeah, it's interesting to look back at all that. It's funny too, because they're, awards. A lot of times me and Matt would try to be like, guess who it is that's going to win, and we're usually wrong. But I think it's because we can see backwards and see, like, if it was 5 of the new artists or whatever, we know which one actually went on to become like a superstar, really full-blown superstar. Right. But at that point in time, it might have been one of those others that won, that just kind of their career didn't go as far as what people thought that it would. So that's interesting too. Is that just Corey?
That's just one of them. I couldn't tell which one it was. I can't tell them apart. They both look just alike.
No, they don't. Anyway, it's been real interesting. And of course, Katie's, the ones that she's watched with us, she's just like, can't get over the hair and some of the songs and all that kind of stuff.
And she wants to know, did we dress that way, or did we act that way? And we say, well, yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, she's saying is that really, were they that popular? Was that like the hit song or whatever? What was the one? That was the one we were watching. The last one we watched, where was Travis Tritt one of the new up and coming people or something? So they just let him play. Who else was it? Him, and I can't even remember now who else it was. Let them just play like a snippet of their song, and on his it was like a western scene, And then me and Matt both was shocked when at the end of it he sits down and like on what's he sitting on? Looks like a piece of wood or something, don't it? Or a barrel or something.
He ain't sitting down. He's standing there. He just walked out to a spot to the end of the song.
I thought he sat down at the very end. I think he did. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, tell what happened to him.
Well, the song ended and there was like a fake explosion behind him in a storefront, and the whole wall fell and was falling toward him, and then he was standing in the doorway and the whole wall fell around him, and he just stood there. And it was pretty cool, pretty wild.
But I wonder,
but what's really funny about that is the song that he sung, even though he only sung a snippet of it, it was not big yet, but it became very big. So I'm certain that by the following year he was probably one of the ones they was really celebrating.
Probably. And it was the call, here's a quarter, call somebody cares, wasn't it? Yeah. And now today, see, you don't even need a quarter to call somebody. But how many times, like when I was out and about in town with somebody like, have you got a quarter? I need to, and I remember where the payphones were in Murphy, like where you could go. There was one down at the library. That was a real popular one because you're still right there at town. This is in the days of cruising town. Then if you wanted some privacy, you better go over to one of the like where Save-A-Lot's now, but Save-A-Lot wasn't there. But there's a payphone on that little strip of places, so you still remember where they're at. But yeah, today don't even mean nothing.
No,
Here's a quarter, call somebody cares.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. I saw Travis Tritt before he was ever real popular, and I saw him in Copper Hill, where me and Matt was at the other day. And it was just kind of on the side of the road. There had been a flood, and they were having a benefit, and I don't even remember if it was like the town of Copper Hill or McKaysville or individual people or what it was, but he was there.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. That was before he got real popular, and then I never seen him after that. It's the only time. And I wouldn't have seen him then if it hadn't just been so close, and whoever my buddies were at the time wanted to go see what the concert was about. So, anyway, we've really enjoyed watching those old ones.
And we'll watch some more of them.
Yeah, Matt's like, I bet they're all on here. We could just watch, or was that Katie last night? She said, we could just watch one a day.
Yeah. And they're kind of long, they're an
Yeah.
hour and a half long. But you can just, when you've got time, late
Just
in the
stop
evening.
it and then watch it,
Yeah.
and watch the rest of it the next day or whatever.
Right.
But it has been interesting to go back and hear some of the songs you forgot about. And like I said, though, there's some that I'm like, I don't remember that person, and I don't remember that song, even though I always was a fan of music, especially country music. So, but I just somehow fell through the cracks of my mind. I listened to the radio all the time in those days, but I don't today at all.
No, I don't even hardly turn it on, do you?
No, I listen to Paul and Pap and Paul and Corey and Katie and people like that.
Most of the time, if one of them boys is in the car, you listen to a lot of screaming.
Yeah, that's true.
You couldn't hear the radio if you turned it wide
Yeah,
open.
that's true. Yeah. Woodrow does good in the car, but Ira doesn't like the car seat.
Yesterday was awful. Going to town with that boy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you and Katie had to go to town. I was staying with Granny. And if you hear that, that means somebody has given one of them a key. And they're playing with the keys.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden their keys come up missing and they wonder why.
Oh, goodness. Well, your sandwich still holding you?
Yeah, I believe it is. I'm good now that I finally got to eat. I didn't get to eat till whatever time that was. I didn't eat this morning.
Matt had ate an apple for breakfast, which he knew wouldn't hold him, but I made him the sandwich. He asked for a ham sandwich, but I went in there and there was no ham, so I seen some bacon laying there and helped myself. I guess Corey or Katie cooked it.
Hope it was today.
It was today, yeah, it was this morning.
Because if it was the last time we eat bacon,
It's been a week or so ago.
you'll probably haul me out of here in a little while.
No, they fixed it this morning. I think they just fixed enough so that they could warm it up or let the boys eat it for lunch or dinner or supper or something. So, well, you feel accomplished now that you got the wall built? And
Yeah,
got
I'm
some
glad to
wood?
have that done. That's
very
irritated
nice.
me for years and years. And I thought about it all those years ago. But what happened now is I've got more time, but I also had the material. And I thought,
Yeah.
I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to fix that and then unload this wood. And I will be glad I did. And I am.
Yeah, right. Turned out very nice.
Mhm.
It only took us 30 years to do it.
Yep. I'm burning it up.
Well, we really are. We got the shed. We got that. We even cleaned the stove for the first time in 30 years.
Mhm.
So we're on a roll. There's just no telling what we might do next.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of that. I'm a little worried.
Well, this has all been stuff for you, so you shouldn't be worried. Several years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago now, Matt and I thought about redoing stuff a little bit at a time, and we started with the kitchen. Not really redoing, but like updating. Like we wasn't going to tear anything out or nothing like that. And we quickly realized the things we had wasn't
Wasn't bad as we thought.
as bad as what we thought. So I was like, man, we don't I mean, we could paint something or something like that, but no, let's just leave our house exactly like it is.
We did the kitchen and one bathroom.
Yeah.
And the kitchen especially. Once we got done with that kitchen, we decided everything else is pretty good. Let's just leave it.
Let's just leave it.
That was rough.
Even the ceiling, we changed ceiling fans because we just thought we wanted it to be more updated. And then the fan we bought was so horrible, and the lighting on it was so horrible that I hated it. But we'd already took my other one and donated it, so we couldn't put it back up. But Miss Cindy said she loved thrift stores and yard sale stuff. She said, I'll just keep my eye out. So she come in here one day with a box full of, from a thrift shop. I think it had 2 fans, but they were kind of all took apart. But it was $5 for the whole box. And she said, if you can figure out if it still works. They said it did. They said somebody had just took it down. It works, both of them. But, if you can figure out how to put the pieces back together, if it's all there, I thought this might work. So Matt figured out the pieces, and I got some spray paint and painted the gold part, comes down from the ceiling, silver, painted the paddles black, and we put it up. And it was so much better than the one that we'd bought. We hadn't spent no time how much money on.
That's we began to find out then how things had changed.
Yeah.
Regulation wise, everything is it's made that way per new regulations.
Yeah.
So you can't burn enough light to be able to see to do anything, and you also most of the ceiling fans that I've seen, new ones, most every single one of them have a remote, which I do not want.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
And I thought, well, I'll just get one anyway and just wire around the remote. Well, I found out that's a little harder to do than what it looks like.
Yeah.
So we ended up with just some older fans.
Yeah.
And the ones we didn't change, we're just going to keep.
Yeah, I was like, we'll hold on to those others. We got to hold on to them.
And the same thing that happened to the lighting and all that stuff also happened to the mattresses.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
We were trying to get a mattress, and you could only get a mattress with one side.
Yeah, because of I guess to save their money. Yeah.
And
save the company money.
I guess.
You couldn't flip it over and use both sides
Yeah.
like we'd always done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a terrible time with mattresses there this has been years and years ago. But we bought one, and we paid like $800 for it. And they were hurting Matt's back, and it just was like it would just wear out in no time.
Yeah.
Then for a long time, this is crazy, but it's true, we had a gigantic air mattress. We slept on that air mattress for I don't know how long. We put it on top of the bed and put sheets on it and all that. Put it on the box springs.
Yeah. And slept on that because that was better than any mattress we could find.
That was better than anything we could find. And then finally we were like, I said, we've tried all these high-end ones. Let's just go to Big Lots and buy a $200 one. And we did, and that one was better.
Yeah.
And it lasted for a little while, but then it wore out too. And Miss Cindy was all about the mattresses being good. She even made her own mattress one time. Mm-hmm. True story, and she loved it. But by this point, that was when she's in Black Mountain. She needed a mattress too, and she started hearing about the purple. Now there's all kinds of those kind now, but that was when the purple mattress just come out. And the lady that was cutting her hair at that time told her, just happened to mention that she had one, and Miss Cindy was never embarrassed to ask people. She said, "Could I come to your house and lay down on it?" And the lady said, "I guess, yeah, I guess." So she did, and she said, I think this is it. I think this is what we need. So she bought her one, and then she loved it, and then she bought me and Matt one. Mm-hmm. And we've still got it. It's still the mattress we're using, and that's been how long? Long time. Know. But it has lasted. It's still the same mattress, same one. So anyway, I don't know how we got off on mattresses. Talking about the ceiling fan. We're still using the $5 ceiling fan, too, that she got at the thrift store. Mm-hmm. And I still love it. So much better than the other one. Yeah. It's basically like what we had, except the shape of the paddles was different is all. But it's basically the same thing we had. But, yeah, that made me and Matt realize, when we first built our house, we were cheap. We got cheap everything because we were poor. And like the windows, really, we shouldn't have, because even like in 5 years the windows were bad. And we had to live with them for a long time till we could change them. Even we've changed some of them since we've been on YouTube. But the other stuff we found out when we were trying to redo the kitchen, the cheap stuff we bought way back then was better than the mediocre stuff we could buy now, or the not top of the line, but not the bottom either, not cheap. Like, you know what, we could afford better things now, but they were not as well made as the cheapo things we bought in the 90s when we built our house.
So the old adage, they don't make them like they used to, it is alive and well. It is true.
Yeah, at least in our experience. So, and then Matt was real happy to hear, I don't want to redo anything else, Matt. Let's just leave everything like it is. Matt's like, sounds good to me. Especially in those days when he was still working, you know, hard every day. And then every weekend was spent working on our kitchen or whatever. He's like, yeah, that sounds good to me. I was like, I'm not doing nothing else. I'm so dissatisfied with how this has went.
Right. The next thing I'm going to go look for that's old from back then is I'm going to find me an old truck.
Yeah, Matt wants an old truck.
And I don't know what, don't know. I mean, I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of money on one. And that's what most of them are they've went up in price so much. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to get, but I'm only going to let myself spend so much. In other words, when the time comes, and whatever that is what it'll be. It just has to be old enough and stripped down enough as far as luxury goes to suit me, and whatever that is, and if it's in decent shape, I'm going to buy it.
And Matt wants it to work out of, not to like restore like Katie wants to do her truck.
Yeah,
he don't want that.
No,
he wants
I just want something to drive.
To throw wood in and whatever.
If I want to go to town and not drive some of this other junk we got here, something that's something I enjoy driving, like the old stuff, I'll get and go to town. And I'm not going to travel in it or nothing.
No,
not going to take it deer hunting or anything.
Right, but
just something to drive.
And to work out of.
Yeah.
But he's not in no hurry, so he ain't going to do that unless one falls in his lap or something.
I've been looking a little already, but I ain't come up with nothing. I mean, everything I've seen is 3 or 4 times what it cost new at the time, and I'm just not interested in that.
Yeah.
I just want something that ain't beat to death, and something that ain't rusted out, and something that's halfway dependable and I can work on. I'm not going to restore it, but it's something that needs to be done to it. All that old stuff, I can do about any of that stuff, and I did back then.
Yeah.
You can't do it on these, and it irritates me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how we got on that either. I guess I mentioned it, but
that's all right.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia, and we hope you enjoyed seeing us do one more thing that it took us 30 years to do.